What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Earn It, Save, and Invest It. If you haven't heard, HIMS and Novo made a deal to sell Novo's GLP-1 Wegovy on HIMS and hers platform. So this is a huge deal. This is a huge surprise. The stock is up 40% after hours, so I'm going to break it down really quick. If you can, please give me a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I've been calling this out, just to be really quick disclaimer, I've been calling this out saying I don't think HIMS has any risk, not any risk, but they're not breaking laws. They're going to go through this lawsuit with maybe a slap on the wrist, and this is an absolute surprise to everybody. So we're going to kind of go over what happened, right? So Novo and HIMS made a deal to sell the GLP-1s, routers and other routers. They're saying they resolved the dispute, will sell obesity drugs together. And this is not just the GLP-1, the shots, probably the pills too, right? Wegovy maker Novo Nordisk plans to sell its weight loss drugs on HIMS and hers platform, bringing an end to the dispute between the two companies that escalated into a legal battle last month. Novo and HIMS plan to announce a new partnership as soon as Monday. The report said, citing a person familiar with the matter. This Twitter account, X account, this is what they put, right? Breaking news, the end the feud, HIMS will sell Novo's branded GLP-1s on the platform again, to be formally announced as Monday. Quick summary by Bloomberg AI, right? Novo and HIMS end the feud. They will sell the obesity drugs together. Novo Nordisk to sell the drugs again on HIMS and hers platform. The partnership is a surprising move for Novo, which sued HIMS and hers in February for launching the copycat version of the pill. I'm not saying that HIMS did this whole pill thing and whatever to... I was saying that they did it strategically. They didn't just do it out of nowhere, and I didn't know exactly why, but maybe this was to really get Novo's attention, like, you guys are going to compete with us. And I don't know. And it says right here, Novo's willingness to partner with HIMS is a sign the drug maker is under mounting pressure to regain its footing in the highly competitive obesity market. So HIMS was already going at it with the compounded versions. They were doing everything legal, and their subscriptions were going up. They were taking a big part of the market, and they were just, I think, pumping their chest to Novo and like, hey, look, we can do it. And it got their attention, and yeah, it brought a lawsuit, but maybe it was just HIMS and hers way of, let's get this settled. Maybe it happened. So HIMS and her, HIMS House, this is, again, the X account that has all kinds of good information. They follow HIMS insanely. This is their quick thought before the weekend. They can't imagine the deal is transformative exactly for the business, right? Because the margins will be a little bit lower on this type of arrangement. You have to imagine HIMS their business wasn't going to change. Their business was not going to change. They were going to sell their compounded GLP-1s, and they were going to do it legally the way they always have been, the way I was saying they have been. The advertising part, no, right? You can't advertise same active ingredient as Wegovy, and you also can't sell the copycat version or the pill size with... Those were the certain things, right? But they didn't sell any pills. They didn't actually sell the pill, right? They put it out there, but who knows if it actually got consumed by anybody. But the point is, their business doesn't change. With them being able to sell GLP-1s, their actual business doesn't change. They're going to be able to sell the generic ones. It might boost some of the revenues, but the margins will be lower. So that's okay, right? So they could sell generic, and it's not like they're going to stop selling the compounded versions, right? But it does say, and who knows what concessions on compounded GLP-1s had to make to get Novo to agree. So maybe it is possible that they said HIMS is going to kind of back away a little bit from the compounded, but again, HIMS's focus is on personalization. With personalization, you have to compound. HIMS is not going to go away from compounding. They're not. Their whole thing is personalization to the patient. That is a compounded drug. So, but it says here, but in the short run, it seems likelier than not to be transformative for the stock price. Yeah. HIMS just had a green week for the first time since Thanksgiving. It's the most shorted stock among mid and large caps in the entire market. 80 million of the shares are short, almost 40%. Not because of the raw valuation justified the market cap, all this, but because the stock was contending with the lawsuit, the FDA investigation, DOJ investigation, and the SEC investigation, which I said it's not gonna happen. They're doing things legally. It was just because they advertised the same active ingredient as Wegovy. That is why. So in one move, this knocks one of those squarely off the board, likely softens the other three, and puts the platform thesis back on the table. It's dangerous business to talk about the stock price, but after 19 or 21 straight weeks finishing red, it feels like set up nicely for some serious relief. That is insane, right? This is some crazy news that's just coming out. The stock price went up 40% after hours. As you can see here, right? It was down 0.88% today at 1574. As you can see right here, I can't even point it out, but it's right under my screen, right? You can see HIMS. It's right now at 22. It's at 22 after hours, right? If you're watching this on Monday and after you're seeing what's happening already, but this is a big deal. Now, one thing I want to show you, HIMS right now, HIMS currently, let me say this. It's been down 75% in the last 142 days. 75% in the last, and that's from 62. That's not from the high of 70. 75% down in 142 days. After today's big jump of 40%, it's down 65%. A lot of people are going to be like, you know what? I don't know if I want to buy into this. I don't know if I want to get in after 40%. It is still down 65% from not even the high. 65% in 143 days. That's insane. So it went from negative 75% to negative 65%. But if you bought today, you actually went up 40%. That shows the power of when these stocks fall heavy, you can really, really get a lot of money. You can really start making profits if you really start seeing, and again, it's also Warren Buffett's number one rule is in the stock market to not lose money, because once you start losing money, it takes a lot more to come back, right? You lost 75%, now you just gained 40% today, but now you're not at negative 35%, you're still at negative 65% on the stock price. This stock has a long way to go. Now let's just look at what would happen if this stock goes from what it is today to, let's just say, 50. It's 126%. From 22 to 50, and look where that is. That's not even close. Look at where that is. I mean, that's mid-range of all of these, kind of supports that you have. Right here. I mean, you're talking 100% or more on your money right there. I regret a little bit of I don't want to say I regret not loading the boat, because I don't like to put too much of my portfolio weighted into one stock. But I did have a feeling that it wasn't going to last for too long. I said this whole lawsuit was going to last maybe about a year or so. Obviously, I was way off. The lawsuit's not going to happen. But I did think I thought that Novo was actually going to go through with the lawsuit. And so because they didn't, or because I thought that, I was just going to start buying throughout the teens, right? Just kind of like spread my money around, right? I bought Salesforce, I bought a little bit of Micron, and then I bought some HIMS. And I just had a feeling that HIMS was going to kind of stay around these levels, maybe go up to 20 or something eventually if there's any news about the litigation. But there's no litigation. There's nothing to have now of that. So yeah, 40% of HIMS it's up 40% after hours. Novo and HIMS made a deal, so they're going to start selling their weight loss drugs, and this is pretty insane. So yeah, go ahead and please give me a like and subscribe. I'm going to be following up with more videos once more information comes out. But that's all I have for right now. So thank you for watching, and never forget to earn it, save it, invest it, buy low, sell high. I want assets, not liabilities, and you can count on compounded interest.